Okay.
Hello, good people. We are live.
What up?
Back once again. And we'll wait a few minutes until we know somebody's watching before we start talking. Oh, there's one view. So, hello. Welcome, man. Sim Standard Power Hour, episode 342. Good Lord. It's a lot.
Feeling it.
That's a lot. Y'all don't even know. Some of y'all don't even know the blog talk radio days.
Oh yeah.
Man, we've been doing this for a long time, man, but happy to do it. Appreciate you guys each and every time y'all tune in, even the times that, me and Smitty are unable to do the show for various reasons. We're always ready to get rocking. Topic for tonight. I know some of you guys happen to follow me on. Quick question. How many of y'all out there, how many of y'all refer to it as X and not Twitter? Are y'all like me? And I never say X when somebody's asking where I saw a post or if I'm telling you I posted. So I'm curious on what you guys all in the chat, man. Do any of you guys refer to it as X, or do you still call it Twitter like I do? Yeah, me too. I say Twitter. So anyway, some of you guys saw the tweet I put out there, man. And that'll be basically the crux of our conversation tonight. I said, and actually, you know what, Smitty, while we wait for some people to come in here, I'm going to go to that post and I will read exactly what I said. Because like I said, this will set the stage for what we're going to talk about. We're definitely going to talk about Madden 25. We might even talk about college football as well and just sports gaming in general, because I'm even seeing a couple things, man, that even from 2K that the community is saying, and it's, let me find my tweet, man. Where is it? Hold on, y'all. Here it is. I said, and I quote, because I type the same way I'm thinking and talking. I say, man, I have a very unpopular opinion on sports video games now, particularly football. I said I would dive deeper into it on Thursday, which of course was the Sim Standard Power Hour. But we have literally gotten to a point where some people expect video game outcomes to do things that don't even happen in the real world. And that's going to be the basis of the conversation. Look forward to you guys' comments and thoughts. Some of y'all may agree, some may disagree, but that's what we're here for. But I will ask really quick, man, before we dive into it all the way, Smitty, since we are about trying to do the math here, July, 16th? We are roughly a month out for college football 25.
Yeah.
How you feeling about it, man, at this current day? Like from when we originally played it through some of the patches or updates, whatever they want to call it, to the last time you played it. I'm not sure when the last time you fired it up, but how are you feeling about that game as a whole right now?
I mean, I like it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I thoroughly enjoy the game. I mean, it has its, shortcomings and pluses and minuses and all that, just like any other, any other game would have. But I mean, I'm nowhere near being in the bracket of feeling like, oh man, I don't know about the game now, man, or like how some people for whatever reason just go, man, we need Madden to come out immediately. They tricked us with NCAA, like, saying all that stuff and everything. Like, I'm like, how did you get tricked? The game, they say, extensive blogs telling you exactly what the game was like.
Yeah.
But they tricked us with it. Like, no, ain't nobody doing any of that. But anyways, but no, man, I mean, the gameplay is what it's supposed to be like. I think to a degree, because the one thing that we always make argumentative points about with Madden is pursuit angles, just to give an example. But in college, the difference was you had players taking bad pursuit angles on purpose. And it's like, that should happen. I mean, but that should be something in Madden, though, too. But that definitely should happen in college because everybody's not great at pursuit or tackling a guy or anything like that. And I feel like with the last title update, I feel to a degree, some people are trying to make this game Madden. They're trying to turn college football into Madden. Like, I get it. It was a flaw. It was a issue with the pursuit because you even had great players taking poor pursuit angles, like good teams taking poor pursuit angles to the ball. So that part I get. But outside of that, though, game was fine. Like, it was making sense when I was playing it.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So I like the way it is, and like I don't want to see this game. I don't want to see college get tampered with so much that they basically are making it literally into a Madden clone, trying to please people because they want it to be Madden so bad. So, a month in, I'm pleased with the game. I mean, I use Sim Gaming Network, shout out to him. I use his sliders and everything, well, his settings, I would say. But yeah. I use his settings and everything like that, which I can appreciate because he's trying to do it without tampering with, the gameplay sliders. So I like that. I like that approach. But no, I enjoy the game. I mean, I wish that Madden had that passing though, bro. That man, ain't nothing touching that, bro. Yeah, ain't nothing touching that. That revamped passing, ain't nothing touching that. That's hands down best control, period, point blank. I love the wear and tear system being in the game.
Wonderful.
It's a thing of beauty to have. Madden needs that. Like, I mean, I'm not putting college down just because Madden came out.
No, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even understand that logic at all. I mean, the part that sucks is that basically with college football, you're basically sending players to the OFL. You know what I'm saying? And for that, just my own way of saying is the Oblivion Football League, because they ain't going to, they ain't going to the NFL. So pretty much they go to the OFL where everybody's a starter and everybody's the first overall draft pick. You know what I mean?
Even though they do tell you what round you got winning.
Yeah, that's crazy. But like, you should be able to honestly, I've already said that point before, but they need to have that in next year's game. Real talk. They need to have it, work it out however they can to have these players come into Madden and be able to export the draft classes. You got to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, like I love it so far, bro. Like I love it. I enjoy it. I love the depth that they have in the game. I just look forward to seeing them expand upon it more and more. I mean, yeah, like what? It's everything that I could honestly appreciate in them returning. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know people, going crazy over it. It's kind of like seeing people. This is like going crazy over Madden, and seeing how people are reacting. It's just funny to see people kick and scream so bad for Madden, whereas back then we mainly got NCAA with a purpose. And I'm talking about, I will say mainly PS2 and Xbox days, because both games were solid games, but people were buying Madden. I mean, buying NCAA or trying to hurry up and get it because they wanted the draft classes. So they would get all the draft classes up that they could, and then they sell the game, get that, what was it, $35 credit when Madden dropped. You know what I'm saying? That $35 store credit and get that Madden. And then now they got all these draft classes. So, you know, like, it wasn't that the game was bad. Because I'm like, yo, NCAA is hot. I'm like, man, y'all crazy. Like, you ain't trading it in for Madden? I'm like, heck no.
Everybody did. Yep, they always traded.
That was the thing. They always, like, people was doing that on purpose. Because like, yo, I get $35 off Madden. And it's like, oh, all right, well, do you? You know what I mean? But I get it, but it's just like, I don't want, like, people are just trying to dump on the game now and act like NCAA just ain't bring that heat and they just ain't have nothing all along. And I was like, oh man, needs to hurry up and drop. Oh, you know, all that. Like, okay. And you got people bugging out about Madden. And I mean, there are some legit problems. There are legit problems with it, for sure. But it's just like, prior to it coming out, people just going a little bit ape nuts over it. It's just like, relax. You know what I'm saying? The game is good. You know, both games have their highs and their lows, but they're solid games. So, excuse me. And this is what we want at the end of the day. We want two solid games. And like I said, we'll touch on Madden. We definitely are going to touch on Madden. I'm not in like review spot at this point in time, but you definitely got to touch on Madden for sure. But sorry to be long-winded with it, but I mean, no, NCAA, I'm enjoying it. Like, overall, I'm enjoying it a lot.
All right, guys, before I speak, I'm going to take 2 seconds. Somebody wanted to say hi to Smitty because they ain't seen Smitty in a while. Go ahead. Good, get in the camera so
Hey,
you can
what
see
up,
you.
man?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing, man?
Good.
Good.
All right.
That's what's up.
Yep.
sound like DJ a little bit, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he's well. Actually, he would sound more like Haley because he's more in that age range, like her. She's 8.
Yeah, he about to be 11.
Oh, wow!
Next month, yeah.
Wow! Oh, yeah.
Yep. So it was funny because just a little while ago he said, "Hey, you doing the show with Smitty?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, can I say hi before we start?" But then he was outside of doing something, so I was like, "Oh, we started."
Yeah.
He poked his head and he was like, "Can I say hi?"
Yeah.
But yeah. See, guys, me and Smitty been rocking a long time. It was a time when me and Smitty, this is how long me and Smitty known each other. There was no Mason. There was no DJ. There was no Haley.
Yep.
Smitty ain't had no beard.
There was no gray hair yet. There was no gray hair yet either.
I got the little side grays. Like, it's crazy, man. But yeah, man, it's funny because what Smitty said is examples of what Smitty said about college football is some of the stuff I'm going to talk about. The overarching point of expectations. It's like it's weird, man, that I feel like I might as well kick it off now, and then we'll bleed into Madden because it's almost like we've gotten to a point where I didn't think we would ever get here, but I did fear it though, because I'll never forget me and Smitty were at, this was E3. It wasn't even EA Play. And there was this game called, oh man, I forget the name of it now. What was that game called? The shooter with the crazy graphics. The Order. Was it The Order?
Yeah, that Order. That Order, boy.
Man, I remember looking at Smitty and saying, bruh, if games can look like that, what's the next level of expectation? Like, are we going to start expecting it to be like literally TV movie quality? And I never thought I would get to that point. Go ahead, Smitty.
Oh, no, because remember, we played Golf Club after that, I think. And then we saw the Golf Club and we was like, yo, we be talking about PGA Tour, but look at this. So yeah, man. But that when we saw that, just so y'all understand, when we saw that order, and I know now, right? We now, but when we saw that order, and we was like, wait a minute, is this like just the video or something like that? They were like, no, that's the game. Like that. I'm so mad they ain't make another one. But still though.
Body cam, yeah. I played that. Look, I'm gonna put that on the screen. He is right.
Oh yeah, that body cam.
Philly is right. Boy, you talk about what?
Yeah.
I side note, I got a refund on mine. I played it for like an hour. I don't know, it wouldn't act right. It was weird. I saw other people in the comments and stuff, as far as like forums saying the same thing. Okay. Maybe it was just too buggy, but I was able to play because you had to find the right settings but I played it long enough.
It's on early access, right?
Yeah.
That's probably why. See, if you kept it, think about Undisputed.
I'll probably get it back.
Updates that they did. It's still in early access even after all this time.
That's so beautiful.
If all the updates and stuff they do, like just think when they update body cam a lot more to be more control friendly like that.
Oh yeah, here you go. Like he just said, that joint was, man. And I know I have an equipped enough PC to play it, but man.
Oh, he got a 4080 too?
Super taxing, bro.
Really?
Like that joint, Smitty, was like choppy. And it was people like Philly was saying, well, beefier PCs than I got, and was like, yo, I can't. They was having trouble. They couldn't. They was having trouble with it running smoothly. Like it was bad. It was bad. It might have just been an optimization thing, but it looked, man. That game,
no, I've seen videos of it. No, the game looked crazy,
bro.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen nothing like that. But with these sports titles, right? And it hurts my heart to say this because you're talking to two simulation guys. But I've been saying for a long time, man, that we really don't want simulation sports. Largely. People think they do, but they don't. Because we don't expect or accept the things that happen in real life. Most people playing these games, believe it or not, y'all want absolute outcomes. That's what you want. Now, bugs are bugs. But I'm talking about you don't understand why this guy didn't play this the right way, didn't play that the right way, didn't catch this. Why is this not a fumble? Why is that not a pick? So we don't leave any interpretation of a game attempting to replicate simulation. Mistakes. I'm not saying EA is doing that. I'm not saying 2K is doing that, but I'm talking about in theory. What interpretation do we leave for the developers to make us believe this guy's better than that guy? How do you decipher it if we want every single zone to be covered, locked down? We want to lock down every pass. We locked it up. We locking it up. As I quote my movie right there. If y'all seen Wedding Crashers, you lock it up, lock it up. We want it to be locked up. Every single pass. Oh, see, it's busted again. I'm like, no, it's not. And honestly, even in college football, I'm not saying it's perfect, but there's times when you can go and replay and you can tell they weren't looking at the ball. Like that's one thing I've noticed, even in Madden's beta. I've only played literally one game of, the official Madden 25. Just haven't had the time. One game, the little game I posted, the whole full game I posted, that was my first game. But in the beta and in college football, if they don't see it, they can't get to it.
Right.
I love it. That to me is simulation. Smitty knows for years I have been telling the devs, not just me, but I was one who kept saying, man, y'all need to tie awareness to the eyes. Like if they don't see it, they shouldn't be able to make a play. Head tracking needs to be tied to awareness, coverage, yada, yada, yada. And in this game, at least in college football, It appears to be that way. If they're not looking at the ball, they can't miraculously turn around and make it play. They can't mirror. They don't see it. They running like this. The ball comes right over their shoulder. They don't see it. Beautiful. But yet, we don't want that. People are mad. Oh, why is he not covering that? I mean, and here's another thing I would say. And I'm going to say this includes sim heads, competitive guys, maybe even the casual guy. It covers, what I'm about to say is covering the whole spectrum. Smitty has used this terminology for years. He said, guys want to Frankenstein the game and they expect a certain result. That's what happens a lot when some people are labbing. They doing these crazy route combinations and it's like, dog. Like, and again, even in the real world, it would take a coach to be like, whoa, what they doing? Hold on. All right, hey, hold on. Let's cover this different. If you see this guy, like those are real world adjustments. My man Y Diggy's in the chat. He's a fellow Steeler fan. I'm gonna using a Steeler example. He'll probably remember this. I think it was last season or the season before. The players were saying we got out of a game late because they said, yo, Tomlin literally drew up something on the sideline. It was almost like backyard football. Or Y Diggy will remember this, that game that Minka was yelling at, like was trying to get Tomlin and Terrell Austin's attention. It was like, yo, let's do this. He saw something. They did it, got the pick. We got out there with a win. So my point is, sometimes even in the highest level, stuff is happening on the field that they're not familiar with. So then you can make a real world adjustment. Not making an excuse for video game developers, but what I'm saying, if you have a basic cover 3, cover 2, whatever, 4, whatever it is, in general logic, but they doing all of these Frankenstein type of things and they expect, like, how do you program for that? Any game, because I guarantee you, if you go do that to a 2K football game, same thing will happen. So what I'm saying is we go from that to going to a sim guy being upset when things that a sim like happen, but you mad. Right. Oh man, why he make that tackle? Man, he's supposed to pick that up. Man, but I'm like, how do we get realism? Like, how do you replicate realism where it's acceptable in a video game? Because nobody accepts the broken tackle, the dropped interception, the inaccurate pass. Some of us, I'm not including myself, but I'm just going to say us, we have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm a gamer more than I am a sim guy. It's the truth. What you think, Smitty?
How many of you guys would be comfortable sim? Like you and Azure, you guys playing, sim standard online league. How many of you guys would be comfortable with being able to make a trade for a superstar for a 4th round pick? That's it. I don't see anybody. Now, think about it. If you're playing with all users, you're not going to be like, no, that's bull crap right there. But if the CPU okays it, how many of you guys are going to be okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
That literally just happened with what the Atlanta Falcons did. They traded a 3rd round pick to get my man, the D lineman. I can't even think of my man's name now. I just said it on the radio earlier because they're upset, the Lions, because they used their 3rd round capital and everything to get that project of an old lineman that we got. And they're like, man, we could have possibly did that. Yeah, Judon. There it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, we could have possibly tried. It's not saying we would have got him, but it's like, it's instances like that where they're harping on, man, my man be making all the right picks with the first and second round, but it's like he getting in them later rounds, and then he just start bugging out with making these moves. Like we traded capital to get Hendon Hooker. We do this to get this O lineman that more than likely ain't even gonna be on the field this year outside of this preseason. You know what I mean? So it's like we could do that to bolster the D line because we need that help there. You know, so that's what I'm just saying. Like you know, but what I'm saying though is, if you're in an online league, let's say you got a CPU controlled team and you can make a trade like that where I just gave up a 4th round pick to get a stud to help my D line out, or a stud wide out, or corner. I'm pretty sure people will be in the league saying, man, the logic's jacked up, man. I don't like that. Hey, Azure, you got to roll that back. He can't make that trade. No, man, that's cheating. And it's like, well, according to the NFL, though, you see what I'm saying? Like, it actually can happen. So that's the thing, though. It's like when you look at gameplay kind of stuff, and we'll call it bull crap at times. But then what happens when you see it on Sunday? Then what? And I mean, there's a lot of Madden 16. Cats went crazy over wideout DB interactions. Man, I should be able to play the ball. It don't matter if I got a DB. I should still be able to make that play. What did you see happen literally in the NFL? When DBs made plays, what they do? Play the receiver. A lot of the times you saw dudes wait for the receiver, the ball to get there, and then they would break it up at that point. You ain't see everybody jumping routes and everything like that. Like, no, everybody's not able to do that. Everybody's not that good. There's only the elite of the elite that are able to do that, not just everybody.
Right.
So if they really made the game truly authentically simulate these teams, that means you got to really know your personnel. Because if you take just somebody and say, oh, I'm going to lurk all over the place because I got 99 speed and acceleration, or whatever the case, all right, get up underneath that wideout that can catch better than you, and that ball is put there, guess what's going to happen? That animation ain't going to trigger. Man, I wanted the animation to trigger where I'm able to. Yeah, but your guy's skills aren't there. And this guy's more skilled than you. So realistically, he's going to be inhibited. So he'll only his ability to make a play on the ball, he's not going to have that big of a fishbowl, if you will, to say that he can occupy all of it. He could barely put his toe in the water, let alone get in there and do something effective. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if Madden played like that, I know a lot of y'all be scraping paint off the walls. Y'all be going crazy. Y'all go crazy for less.
That's a fact.
Hey, we ain't gotta go to Madden. Backbreaker, first when it released. That pass rush was kicking everybody's tail. Yo, they gotta patch that immediately.
I ain't got but 3 seconds.
Yeah, man, I can't throw. Man, I can't. Man, I'm throwing all these picks. I will admit, the cornerbacks were receivers.
Yeah,
they had to dial that back. I will admit, the throwing animation was a little bit slow. I give you that. But outside of that, though, hey, the game was fire. The trenches was lit. I loved it the way it was.
It was.
And that was it. They even showed on Operation Sports, because I remember us bringing it up, making videos, all that back then. They took Hawaii, where it was like one of the highest sack totals that happened in college history, I guess, or whatever. But they said how quickly they got into the backfield was literally the same speed that they had in Backbreaker. Then when I remember we would be making argumentative videos and points talking about Backbreaker and saying, well, the average amount of time these dudes have is like between 2.5 to 3 seconds before the pressure can actually start getting there. Backbreaker had it right. Everybody and their mama screamed to get it nerfed. So That's just that part. What about every freaking thing else?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you look at Madden and say that, and I just want to add this little bit on too. I know people say, well, 2K and everything that has. Okay, bet. I was talking to Sim Gaming Network, and shout out to him. I was talking to him about it, and he was saying, like, because this is a contract year technically for well, I think the NFL has an option that they're going to re-up this next year. They have the option to re-up next year, or they can open it back up possibly, or whatever. So after this year, but the point I'm getting at is he was saying he made a point about APF and saying, like, well, why don't they bring back APF and just make a remastered version of it with franchise mode on there? And I'm saying, like, yeah, that would be a waste of time and money. That would be resource waste if they did that. But the point that I'm saying this to make a point that when you talk about Madden's gameplay and you see how people Frankenstein and go crazy and do all kinds of wild stuff, and then they complain and say, man, it should work right. In all pro football, the thing you got to remember, even in that in NFL 2K5, you can't audible the D line. You can't think about it. You can only shift things in groups mainly. You can't, I mean, you can do things with the secondary as far as audibles for them as individuals, you can, or as a collective unit, you can, but you can't do nothing with the trenches. That's why when you got to the place call screen every time, you always got to pick if you're going to, like, how you're going to attack. Are you going to do stunts? Are you going to crash left, crash right, fan it out? Like, you had to pick it beforehand. Yeah. That's why their trench play looks so beautiful, because from a design standpoint, it's already set. You can't change it.
Already set, yep.
So the point that I made to him was, well, if this was Madden, if I say I'm gonna come up, I say I'm gonna pick stunts. I want everybody to stunt, and I'm using 4-3. I want everyone to stunt. I could take one D end. I'm gonna take the right end. I'm gonna put him in a spy. Left end, I'm gonna put him in a flat zone. D tackle, the one D tackle, I'm gonna have just rush, and then the other D tackle, I'm gonna have fall back into a middle read zone. I can do all that in Madden, and then people say, "Man, this don't work right," but that's completely unrealistic to do. And yet you can do that there, but you can't do that in 2K. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. They don't let you do that kind of stuff for a reason. So it's like, just think if you had 2K wide open like that, it would get thoroughly exposed, like horrifically exposed. So what I'm saying is, like, I'm saying that to say the point, when people do all this Frankenstein stuff and then they complain and say, like, oh, this game's not what it should be and all that, it's like, look, Sim said this point too a while back. These games are only going to be able to honestly go so far. Mm-hmm. That visually, like, dude, I mean, Sim, I don't know if you got this game on PC, this Madden 25.
Nah.
Man, Sim,
crazy.
Man. I mean, I know you're in the league and all, so that's why you can't, but
no, I'm only playing in the college league. I ain't playing.
Okay. Oh, you ain't playing in the league.
I don't play online leagues
Sim,
and that no more.
Sim. Max settings. Max settings. Done. I can't even. I don't know if I could upload video that'll do it justice, but just seeing it though was like, my gosh, crazy how clean it looked. But no, that's the point. Gameplay wise, there's only so much they're honestly going to be able to do. People bashing NBA 2K ain't even out yet, and it's like, bro, all the stuff that game had. Like, I was listening to, before I even jumped on here, I was listening to a video from iPod King Carter, and they talking about, like, the dilemma with NBA 2K25 and all that. But see, you want to know the funny thing is, as soon as he started talking about 2K, you know what he automatically did? Straight into the park. Straight to the rec center. Man, let me tell you what the problem is with NBA 2K. Man, when I went to the rec center and when I played and I had my build and I did it, and then when I tried to go to the park, and the thing is, when we was playing 3-on-3 and we was playing, and then he brought on one of his friends that said he basically over the course of three NBA 2Ks, he spent about 6 racks.
Bro, are you serious?
And yeah, 6 racks in making builds and buying accounts. Because you know they had them, they be promoting them in their videos and everything. Like, yo, they'll grind it up to legend for you and get the build done for you and everything like that. Yeah. And then he even talked about how one year he dropped 10 racks on VC.
Bro, stop, man.
No, and he didn't. And he stopped there. He was like, he could have went more deeper. So it's like, this is what I'm saying. Like, cats dropping mad bread, but see, that's the whole thing. They're talking about, they're going straight to online. They ain't talking about the core integrity of the game. They ain't talking about the animations. They just like, man, how can I be that guy? What do you think people are doing with Madden? What? You didn't get that tackle? How he break that tackle? How come I didn't get that? Everybody want to be that dude. Everybody want to be number one off top. Like Sim said, bro, I called Tampa 2 zone out the dime. Operation shut down. Nobody's getting anything. No, it don't work that way. Like, no, that's not. It's not. No. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, look, no one's saying, and I see what you're saying there, Jermaine. No one's saying that we're not sitting up here saying Madden is fine and there's nothing wrong. No,
not at all.
Look, I hear a lot of the problem, and I think that a big part of the problem is that this game came out with no update yet. Like, I'm not saying the first update, because usually when they drop the game and say, hey, it's out, they usually have that day one update. So I don't know if they're going to have a day one update where it will address a lot of the coverage flaws. Because, I mean, you got dudes that are big mad about this. Like, Zan is real upset. Mills, he had a whole plan to stream Madden for 14 hours. And he was so mad with the way the game played, especially the coverage was so poor to him. He switched up and played college football for those 14 hours instead.
What issues exactly are people having with coverage?
Now I didn't watch the videos, but I think that let me see. They're talking about how, like, with the match coverage or what have you, they're leaving big gaps underneath, like for zone coverages, especially. They're leaving huge gaps, regardless if they use spot drop coverage or not. They're leaving huge gaps where the defenders are able, where the receivers are able to get their catches well before the defender reacts, or the defender, they'll just let them catch the pass and then they'll chase them down afterwards instead of anticipating and trying to get in front of the ball or get there to stop the pass or whatever. So I think that's what they're talking about mainly.
Let's do some of this, man. I'm gonna let the chat help me out. Y'all go ahead and keep talking. Let's do some of this in real time, because this is what I wanted. This will be cool to do. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, and y'all coach me through some formations and such. And the reason why I say that is, I've said this numerous times. I'm not a labber. Never claimed to be. That's not my thing. Yes, I know some football, of course, but I don't lab like those guys. A lot of those guys, I rely on them to tell me what the issues are. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't do the labbing. I play the game, I go on instant replay, and I say, oh, okay, that's what, okay, that's wrong. That's how I find out the issues. So I'm in practice mode here, right? And I'm gonna play. I'm playing as the Steelers because I'm doing some stuff offline. I wish it was more of that, by the way. And let's see. Let's find a bunch formation and let's find something like Steelers cross. And what do you guys suggest I run as far as the defense? Let's do a match coverage. Let's see if we can find a match. You know what's interesting too? Here's a question I have. Some of y'all might know. Is cover 3 match only called match in base defenses? Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. This ain't even my... Okay, this is not the Steelers' defensive playbook. It's weird. Where's the 3-4? Okay, that's very strange. Let me back out of this. Hold on. Let's back out of this. Make sure I got the right formation. But y'all let me know what to run. And I'll do it. And I'll talk as I'm pulling it up. Somebody said quarters. Yeah, I know quarters. Cover 4 quarters is definitely a match coverage. But I want to show y'all something if I can find it. If not, I'll jump out of franchise and I'll go into.
Oh, Hollywood said that they just dropped the title update.
It did? Okay.
Yeah, he said, let me see from what.
Yeah, this is weird. Where's the 3-4 defense for the Steelers?
They just put out Team Builder. They did that earlier today.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let me see.
Where's the defense? That's strange. But anyway, let's just run quarters out of here. But my question, guys, I was saying that, have y'all noticed? I definitely noticed it in college football. The word match for cover 3 was only in the title out of a base defense, like a 3-4. If I called it out of nickel or anything else, it's just cover 3. So my question is to the devs, because we can't turn on match like last year, they are allowing the zones to play the way they're supposed to play based off of zone type, right? So like quarters, most people know that. Some of y'all don't. Quarters is an automatic match coverage, whether it's for quarters or palms. Cover 4 can turn into man. It matches depending on the routes that come their way, alignment, et cetera, et cetera. Cover 3, to my knowledge, doesn't do that automatically. Cover 3 a lot of times is a drop zone, unless, let's say in the NFL, some teams run match out of it. That's their standard. I do not think that's a standard across the board. It could be, but just from the level of football that I know of and watched, even more than played, I don't think cover 3 is a known match coverage unless you call match. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. But yeah, it's weird. So anyway, let's run a play or two. And then I'm going to get back to what I was saying about expectations.
Okay.
I'm going to just run back, throw it away. Let's look and see what happened there. Let's look at the routes. And keep in mind, guys, I'm not going to go into all of the super football stuff. I just don't feel like doing that tonight. But, cover 4 has different checks like special and things like that when it's trips and it's a solo check on the backside. There's so many different rules in it. But if you know, let's just take a look at what happened against this bunch. Let's see what the defense is doing. I can already let y'all know single side usually is going to draw man in cover 4. If it's a solo receiver, generally that backside corner is going to man that up 100% of 99% of the time. All right, this guy's going to take the flat. First man into the flat. He does that. Backside safety has free reign to roam. He can turn into a robber if he wants. Against this look, there's no immediate threat. So a lot of times he will come into this area of the field. Sometimes I've seen some teams say backside safety, take whoever comes towards you, right? So they'll say, you take that underneath route, which basically, like I said, is kind of like a robber situation. So Minka is going to run over here. There's trips on this side. So this corner generally is going to take the number one receiver. He ends up becoming somewhat of the one at the end because he's on the outside, but he's the first man out. So slot guy is going to run with him. And then this safety is also usually going to take this threat vertical if it comes at him. This guy underneath has pretty much free reign against this set. So what I'm asking you guys, for those of you that are experiencing issues, what's wrong with the way this was covered? If we take a look at it, there's nothing open. There's nothing open. So if you want to give me another play to test against quarters, and again, like Smitty said earlier, do not take what we're saying as a defense. No. I do this with every football game. I've been doing it since APF.
Yeah, because Zan did the same kind of thing, and he did a 5-minute video where he posted a tweet talking about what was jacked up.
And I trust Zan.
Let me tell y'all
that.
So
I trust Zan.
Ain't nobody saying it like, yo, Zan don't know what he's talking about, though. No.
That's my guy.
He know what he's talking about. So it's like, so if he's calling it out like that, like, no, it's valid.
But all I want to know, because I told you guys, I haven't done this. I haven't seen Zan's video. I'll watch it. I want to know what are the issues that we're experiencing so I could try to replicate it. Let me see what anybody's saying here. Backside safety should be playing the crosser. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. You're absolutely correct. Anything coming his way, that's what he should be doing. I think the DBs commit to the wide receivers too soon. Okay, that FC ran towards the flat and cut back to the corner. Okay, which one? Which guy are you talking about? Talking about this guy. Okay, so you're saying he's committing to receivers too soon. Yeah, because what he's doing, he's probably reading this guy, which there is no reason for him to do that. Even the way they come off the line, both of these dudes are vertical. So you're right. There's no reason for him to jab step over there. However, from a game development standpoint, what I'm wondering is this open, right? So even though he did that we're trying to figure out why he did that, it's still covered. You understand what I'm saying? So what would have been the ramification of him doing that, I guess is what I'm saying. What else y'all got? Felt like they were son. That was dog. You said that dad and me felt when your son came, and yeah, man, appreciate that. Yeah, those are the moments, right? They're playing their assignment correctly to their play art. Yeah, they are, but actually, yeah, this again, they're matching this. So technically here, they're not necessarily playing, they're not really playing this to their play art because they're matching the coverage. Right? I'm gonna show you. This is match. This ain't his play art at all. But again, that's a solo check. He's the only guy over here. You man that. I mean, most even I remember even at the high school level, that's what you teach against trips. Listen, I tell y'all all the time, man, and my man NY Kid would tell y'all too. Some teams play coverages differently. Like Richard Sherman will tell you, Seattle, with the Legion of Boom, they always played man out of cover 3 all the time. Richard Sherman was primarily a man coverage. It ain't matter what they call. And that's why their cover 1 and cover 3 look the same. I've actually seen some teams, it's rare. I've seen teams do pattern matching out of cover 2. It just all depends. But yeah, this is not the play art. This dude is playing straight up man cover on the backside. These guys, what they, and you know what? For whoever said it earlier, maybe this is what he's doing.
Okay, he's talking about. I'm sorry, just hit in there real quick. What Zan is mentioning, basically, I guess he's talking about no box check against traditional bunch, and there's no force strong check.
Okay.
So
that might be right. See, I have to see it to see what example he's using. So that's why I was saying, I'm asking you guys in the chat here, all of us that are here tonight.
Right.
Let's change the play. I just want to know what type of things you guys are seeing so we can see it together. And I only say that because I don't lab. I just don't. I just play, I play the game and see what comes of it. That's just how I've always done it. And again, it's not to say that somebody that does it shouldn't. No, there should be people doing that. I just don't, because I'm such a sim guy. I'll go out here and play the game like it's sim. And when stuff happens that's weird, I'm like, whoa, what was that? I go look at the replay. I don't just, I don't do it. All right, so let's play. Let's go. We're gonna do quarters again against this empty set.
Because see, the thing is, guys, you got to remember, Madden is a football video game that's trying to be simulation. You see what I'm saying? Like in that logical sense. I mean, obviously it's a video game, but what I'm saying is that they make it a video game and then they try to sprinkle in the simulation elements on top of it.
Ooh, that's a bad bug right there.
So like that's like the problem is when they do that and they're trying to make it the game that we want it to be, but they're sprinkling in these elements on top and then we're just playing it. So
y'all see that? That's bad.
What did you point out there, Sim? What you say?
I'm gonna show you. Now right here, this is just a side, a side to the mill of this point. Mm-hmm. I definitely want to see these guys. He needs to force this dude inside.
Yeah.
They do it over here. That should always be a thing. NFL players do that, especially when they're playing zone coverages.
Right.
And in this scenario, this is what he's supposed to do. He's just going to get his depth. He doesn't necessarily have to man this off. He's supposed to play his area. Again, the corners, usually they're going to go man when the number one is going vertical, they're going vertical. All right, vertical in most cases is anything 7 yards or more, roughly. You see Joy Porter is going to do the same thing, but then he stops, right? He's playing his normal curl flat area, again, based on the, the coverage. And because this guy went inside, you don't typically see them man this off that soon, but I think what Patrick Queen is just getting back into that immediate area, that hook zone area. This is what I have a concern with, though. So I want you guys to pay attention to this. What reason is Deshaun Elliott going to the flat? And when you got the number 2 coming right at you, that's money. That's a touchdown. If I really wanted to, especially if I wanted to and just hang in the pocket, pass lead that thing, that is 6 points. That is a problem. There's no in my opinion, again, I'm here to be corrected if I'm wrong. There's no reason for him already at this depth and already reading the action. There is no reason you're going here. Zero reason.
Right.
Especially when Minka over here is jumping him. So there's no other help. I mean, he in theory, he can't see that. But again, you got to know the coverage. The defense should know the coverage. The defense should know what he's supposed to do based on what comes at him. So you still, in this scenario, can still play your normal quarter drop. You're fourth of the field. Mm-hmm. Where are you going? See, that's an issue. I would be curious to know why he's doing it. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, free safety broke on the flat for nothing. Yeah. They need to fix match for formations that have 4 receivers to one side. It's making them turn into spot drop, not just quads. But if you're in trips and you're in your RB lines up to the strong side, same deal. Okay, so now you're giving me some meat. Okay. Whoa. Hey, yo.
No. We ain't got to do all that. We already know. We know what's being said. Go ahead, continue.
Hey, you.
No, we know exactly what we're talking about here. Like, no, we ain't got to do all that.
Hey, you. But anyway, man, yeah, meat and potatoes, man.
Yeah.
This should not be happening, folks. So I fully agree with this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's a bug for sure.
Yeah. So stuff like that. And this is perfect. I don't even have to show anymore. This is perfect of what I mean by what me and Smitty do, right? And this, again, to tie this all together, stuff like this, yes, we're supposed to be giving opinions on these things that everybody should. I'm not going to say everybody. Everybody doesn't know all the rules of the football, but even if you didn't know that, you would ask yourself, well, why is this guy leaving him alone?
Yeah.
That is something to complain about or offer feedback on. But some of the other stuff, we're really expecting these players, these digital people, to do things that's just not. I mean, again, y'all go watch your team play this week in preseason. You're going to see a ton of blown coverages.
Oh, yeah.
Drops, fumbles. So my question will still remain: expectation versus reality. Are we really willing to accept? Excuse me, I keep saying expect. Are we willing to accept those horrible things that we see in real football in a video game? I don't think so. Most people really don't want that. Like, how do you, and it's a shame that I thought about this guy when I was thinking about this earlier today, and I'm going to use basketball. How do you represent a guy like Boban in an acceptable way? How do you represent him in a basketball game to where people are going to say, yeah, he can't do that? How? You see? It's hard to replicate stuff like that.
I mean, but they did, though.
Okay.
They did.
Did people accept it? Oh, he missed the dunk. Oh,
Yeah, but what's the main reason why he don't play in real life? Because he's too slow.
Yeah.
What did they do in NBA 2K? They made him ridiculously slow. Okay. So it's like, yeah. But I mean, hey, look, if you can slow the tempo all the way down, yeah, he's a 90s big man. You can use him as such. But to your point, though, yeah, it wouldn't work. If you playing against a team that's really about that action, no, it ain't gonna work. Now, does the safety leave it open every single time?
That's what I'm testing.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he sure does.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm going to test something else after this next one.
Now, what if you audible the play?
That's what I'm about to do. And I'm actually going to do a hot route first. I want to see if Streak will hold him.
Okay.
It does.
Yep.
Okay. So this is interesting. Let me see something. Let's do an out route. I mean, a shallow in route. There he go again. Okay, so let's put him on an out. Look, even that time he went back.
Yeah.
All right, let's put him on a slant. And that's what he's supposed to do.
He stayed with it.
So here's the real question. Look at this route.
Wait, can you stem that route?
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
And bring it down? Like, so he doesn't take it as far?
Oh, no, it's not letting me stem it.
It's not letting you do it? Okay.
I don't know why that is. Why can't I stem these routes? I could stem that one.
Okay. But it won't let you stem that that was at R1?
Nope.
Dang.
Let's see. What if we call what if we hitch him? Stays in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So what's very interesting about this, right? Look at the depth of this route, guys. That's about 11 yards or so.
Yeah.
This is interesting. He did it again. Hold on. But that time, did you notice?
Yeah, he stayed a little bit longer.
And the inside guy jumped him. He ran with him the whole way. Like now, the linebacker is getting more depth. See, look, homeboy Cole Holcomb is there every time now. He's not open. Is that adaptive AI?
I think, that would be my guess.
Look, now the safety.
Oh, now he stayed. So I think that's an adaptive AI part. But see,
this is interesting.
Yeah.
Now he left again.
Now he went back. So maybe it's the timing in which you throw it.
Interesting. Where you going?
Oh no, because he just left.
Why is he doing that? That's really baffling to me. All right, hold on. I'm gonna figure this one out. I'm gonna record this. I'm gonna send this to my old friend. And I'm gonna say, tell me why this is happening. Of course he stays now that I'm recording.
He stayed on that one.
He stayed again. See?
When you want to report the problem. Hold on, wait. There you go.
All right. So let me see. I'm gonna run one more time. So I'm gonna say out of 4 attempts, this is what I get.
There we go.
All right. Good enough. So here's the question, folks. And then I can turn this off. I can stop presenting now. I got so many questions now because now I want to know. I know the answer. Are they only they're predetermining the match? Or is it truly unfolding in real time? And the reason why I say that is it appears to be the only thing that changed his behavior was perhaps adaptive AI. That's the only thing I can guess. Because other than that, why would he play it so differently each time? And why is the majority of the time he's playing the flat or the underneath route? Let me see. Look, he just did it again. I don't get that. So the real question would be is how are they programming these rules? So I'm glad we were able to get this example in real time, man. So now we can see it with our own eyes. That's just one example. But that's my point. Stuff like that, I'm cool with. Let's report stuff like that all day. But even if he matched it, the problem still becomes where we all expect the play to be perfect every time. They want the worst corner to match and cover this area. And that's just not, that's why I don't think simulation gamers will ever accept the outcome not being what they want. It is a tricky balance, man. And that's my own point, my only point on expectation. And I say it's a very unpopular opinion, but I think we've gotten to that point with games where we're expecting it to be so realistic to where when realistic mistakes happen in the game, we won't accept it. Of course, we don't have the answer as to why it happened. We don't know. There has to be some type of randomness, I guess. It's a video game. You know, that's the only way that they can make rates fluctuate. You know, I assume, I don't know, I have no idea, but I assume ratings are kind of like percentages where if a guy is I'm guessing, I'm just freestyling here. If a guy is an 81 overall, is it 81% of the time he plays zone, right? Or is it a 81% chance that he'll cover the area? Like, I don't know. I've never known how ratings are depicted in terms of ability, because we hear in all of these games, depending on a guy's rating, he'll be able to do this and he'll be able to do it. Yes, but so what should I expect from 75 man coverage corner with 96 speed? What am I expecting him to do? Even though his man coverage isn't that great, can his speed compensate for? See, it's like it's too difficult to replicate real life football. I'm just gonna say it's hard. I don't know how we can do it. Any sport. I think what 2K does with the real world percentages with the shooting, I love that, because then it's not just your timing. Even though if you get the timing right, the guy's real shooting percentage kind of kicks in. And again, I don't know exactly how they calculate it, but I do like that. But you know what I mean? Who was David Tyree before he made that helmet catch? So it's a tough thing, Smitty, man. I mean, I think with Smitty and then I'll throw it to Smitty before we wrap up, man. I think the toughest thing to do is to make a game that's supposed to be replicating the real world and make it digestible to everybody, whether it's something good or bad happens. I think that is the challenge. I'm one of those crazy people where I'm cool with stuff like, oh, I overthrew that. Oh, like, oh no, like I'm cool with that. That's just me. I like the unpredictableness.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. And I think, one last point.
Mm-hmm.
Very last point. For all the people that every single year, I don't care who this includes. I'm not singling out anybody. I'm including anybody that does this. Every single year they say, man, here go Madden again. Yeah, this is and then dog. Let me tell y'all a secret. EA Sports builds football games a certain way. It's not going to be a 180 next year. It's going to their architecture and the structure of how they build the football game is the same. The only time you might see it different is when perhaps you work 3 years on one game, like college football. And by the way, it's still in that Madden vein, right? It's still built like an EA football game. It's just built relatively well. So why are you guys complaining about that that to me is nutty. You guys should be so done with the game that you don't even play it. Like, I don't understand what you're expecting to see year after year. we all should be asking if they're going to give us a good game, their representation of it. It's still going to look like an EA football game. I don't know why we think that it's going to be so different than 24. Yeah, upgrades.
Right.
Oh, maybe we introduce new features. Great. But the structure, because people always say, man, it still look like Madden. Of course it does. That's how they build their games. Just like 2K. I'm hearing it already, Smitty. Man, 2K25 look like last year. What y'all expecting it to look like? I'm really confused with that. What they wanted to look like? 2K basketball to the eye, and I might be stretching it here, but tell me how far I'm off. It looked like 2K14. Just looking, the momentous trailer and all of that. It looked the game. That's how they build their basketball games. They've gotten to a point where, man, we are beautiful here, beautiful there. The structure is going to look the same. So anybody expecting a complete overhaul in any game in a year, you better off playing something else. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why y'all don't see me do the rah-rah no more. I just, I ain't got time. I don't care that much. I try to enjoy these games the best I can. And you guys who watch my streams and stuff, y'all seem to enjoy it. And that's why I swim, man. I ain't swimming out there in the ocean no more. I'm in my little pool. I'm cool. That's all I got. Oh, we got a donation, though. So let's give a... Well, I think I do got the round of applause in here somewhere. But thank you for the donation in case I can't get the round of applause to ring. Hold on, let me see. Here it is. Y'all let me know if y'all heard it. Round of applause, man. We appreciate that. Definitely appreciate your donation. Let's read your comment. Tapper, he says, been watching since Sim Standard. Oh, Lord. Hold on, y'all. I forgot. StreamYard, it ain't like OBS, man. Hold on. Here we go. It's going to keep looping. Stream Deck don't really work with StreamYard, but he says, I've been watching since, and from 19 to 23, I walked away from Madden. 24 was okay, but this is the first game of years where I felt a jump, multiple areas, gameplay, and aesthetics. Yeah. And you know what? I didn't spend a lot of time talking about Madden tonight, but I guess I'll get into it on another show. But so far, it still feels like it did in the beta. Like the gameplay for the most part. I mean, I got to play it more. Y'all saw what we discovered right here on stream tonight. I got to play it more to tell you what I don't like. And that's the thing. Again, guys, I don't test the game the way like some of my fellow, like, I love what Zan does, man. Phenomenal. But Zan is going to find that before me. Like I told y'all, I only had one game. But see, Zan is the type that used to sit right there in that office with me. And Zan was like, man, let me see if this still happens. That's his thing. So I trust and believe everything he says. Right. But when you don't hear me or Smitty say that, or if you hear us say, man, I'm enjoying the game, you got to understand we're enjoying it the way we play. Sim-minded guys, mostly offline, because I'm just so sick of online metas and all of that. It's a good playing game to me so far. Love what the physics is doing, the boom tech, like all of the, you can feel it. You can feel the collision and spin out of that. And like, oh man, love it. I told y'all, I felt like it was more physical than the college game. But I love the college game. I love the gameplay there. Love it. But yeah, man, that's, you know, and if you like the game, don't be ashamed. Don't let people shame you to think, you know, if you like what you're playing, enjoy it. Don't listen to the outside noise. Have fun with your $60, $70, whatever you spend.
Right.
You know? But hey. But that's all I got, man.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Smitty? Sorry, I kept rambling there.
No, he ain't ramble. I mean, I was doing that at the beginning of the show, so no, it's all good. No, man, I mean, I really don't have anything to really co-sign on that with. I mean, you really hit the nail on the head with it. And I mean, look, like I said, people already they're complaining about online stuff for the most part. That NBA 2K I'm talking about. And I already know they do same thing with FIFA, same thing here with Madden and all that. This is the landscape. This is what they do. This is what happens. And so it's just like, well, all right, we see it, but the reality is people these games on these platforms and such, people want more and more and more out of the game. Like somebody said earlier, they said they played the beta and the beta defense was better and all that stuff. Yeah, it was better, but see, the thing was, you didn't have the engine. You didn't have like all the switch ups and stuff here like you had with Madden. You didn't have, that's what I meant to say. You didn't have, the whole game was not completely put together from what we played. We only played the game in certain stage points. We didn't play the complete finished product with everything in it. So when you talk about stuff playing better to a certain degree and things like that, this can showcase to you exactly why. Because you were, like if you play an earlier build or earlier version of the game, it's going to be different because it's going to have, like, you got, like when Sim and I played Madden 13, when it was the first time we went down there, we were ranting and raving about how good the gameplay was looking. Well, I don't say ranting and raving like that, but we were letting them know, like, yo, this gameplay looks good. Like, this looks legit. Now, while it did, the thing of it was, we was on the day, I was like, man, see, if you could keep the integrity like this, it'd be awesome. But the thing was, it was like, well, we still got to add the crowd. We still got to add the game noise. We still got to add all the other elements. And it's like, that's why the game was the way it was. But people wouldn't believe, like, oh, the devs didn't do blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, this is the landscape. This is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't them ignoring or anything like that. Like, no, this is the reality of it. It sucks that some of these games are extremely hard to control at times, but also at the same time, look, this also is what the community asked for. They asked for realism, but then they also want the arcade stuff too. And that's what really makes it a delicate challenge at the end of the day as well. So,
I like that overthrow right there. Bad pass. I was trying to see if I could fit it in there before he turned around. I overthrew it. See, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see this interaction here. So granted, guys, what you're seeing is just me fooling around in practice. Got plays on random. Look. Now.
See? Yeah.
I like this. Now, some people might say, this is a tricky one. Because it's like, some people will say, well, how does he know to break for the route? Fair. But it's not, he still had to locate the ball. Look where he's looking. He's looking back this way and still had to find the ball and got it. It's not like this was psychic DB. But I could see somebody's point and saying, well, what made him turn? How did he know? I guess they want us to believe that he saw the ball coming. That's probably what it is. But, they probably had these guys tied together in some kind of way. I don't know. This is a tricky one. But again, if they can just give me the illusion, right? You're making me think he's doing this. He see the ball is thrown. Now I need to break and go get it. That's what they're making us believe right here. More so than running the route for the receiver. But little stuff like that, those are the things I keep an eye on as I'm playing the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's just where we are with it. Oh, I couldn't get rid of that ball. Good pressure was coming there.
Yeah.
I forgot to make my adjustments on the freeform. I don't have my reticle and all of that where I need it. Oh. Y'all saw that? How I did that? What y'all say? I haven't got the game yet. I pre-ordered the Stanford edition. Can't wait to play tomorrow. Oh, standard. I said Stanford. See, I'm thinking about college. See, it's on my mind. Let's see. See what Najee did here. A little funky stuff right there. See, that's that physics. Got a little funky right there. But I like the footwork after he got off of them. So you see a lot of nice, I'll say this, you see a lot of nice interactions in Madden. A bunch of them. You're going to see them because boom tech is definitely not, in my opinion, it's not one of those things they advertise and then we barely see it. Nah. You feel it. You can definitely feel it. Ooh. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. I don't really have much more. Again, Smitty's been doing the same thing. We stream these games. I honestly don't know how much I will be streaming Madden, maybe. But I know my streaming right now has been more focused on college football because I'm in, playing the Dynasty. Yeah, see, I still don't like that, man. I still don't like the trajectories. I mean, they've made them a little bit better in Madden, but it ain't revamped, bro. Revamped is the truth. Oh, I didn't even know I had the ball. I for the life of me, I don't understand why EA as a company built the games like that, to where they're literal features that are football features that are not in one game but in the other. I do not understand that.
Yeah, it don't make sense. Especially when you have a great deal of the same team working on the same game.
Yeah, man, it just makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting one, and I can get behind this. Let me show y'all why. Some people are probably going to say, man, they left that dude wide open. Right. They did. But look, you know why he's open? Because he opened his hips to the left. He decided to go here. He probably felt like, oh, this is trips. He probably felt like these. I'm talking like I'm in the digital man's brain, but I could understand if this was real life, right? If a safety did this, if he felt like, oh, that's coming right at me, right? He reads that, and then like, oh, wait a minute, ain't nothing really coming this way. He's looking at the quarterback, ball is thrown, now he can't get back over there. Now, as far as these guys, this is what they still need to work on. I want to see real time. I want to see dynamic AI on the fly where the defense can say, oh, ain't nobody coming. Let me get back. Let me go to work. Minka should be able to say, oh, ain't nothing coming backside. All right. Soon as he gets to his landmark, hover over here. Close this down, at least this space. So they ain't, they reduce the threat of a corner. And maybe, I don't know, maybe some people are going to say, well, that's what he's doing. But y'all understand what I'm saying. There ain't nothing over here, bro. And also what I would love to see higher rated guys do, not every guy, is also recognize this is the only threat. So squeeze. And some of you guys might say I'm crazy for thinking that, but I talked to a dev last year, and he was like, "Yeah, you're right. We don't have that logic in the game where they squeeze down." I said, "Yeah, we need that." But again, that level of realism, folks, is hard to do probably, because now we're asking the game, like you're asking the game to calculate every second. And I'm not saying it can't be done, but what I'm saying from a consumer standpoint, and a guy, again, Smitty and I being there, and me even just having friends and coding. Like I know people who code, guys who've built little portable games and stuff like that. Like this stuff ain't easy to do. And maybe just because now I'm just more mature in it and understanding, it's not that easy to do. I think it's doable. So that's why I said to them last year, yo, you got to add this logic to coverage. But it probably takes a serious time commitment to add logic like that. Maybe that's the reason why, again, they said, hey, let's add that switch stick. Let's give them the ability to do it. I don't know that to be true, so don't quote me on that. I'm just saying maybe that's why, because me and Smitty been in the building and seen how they think we can't quite do this, but if we do this, switch stick the intention of it could have been to help with some of the coverage woes. I'm just saying. Seems logical to me, but I have no way of confirming that.
Yeah.
But that's it, guys. Let me see. Somebody said like real-time coaching in college football, but not Madden or Wentz. Yeah, man. Kev. It's bad, bro. Like those type things grind my gears, man. Because I almost feel like, folks, honestly, I feel like it's going to end up being that I'm only really playing one of these games. And it's probably going to be college football more than give it some time. I don't, because I got a video that I put out a little while ago. And storylines is a little interesting. I already got 3 of them popped off after week 1 in preseason. So I want to see how it translates. Like I saw the quarterback battle one. So this next game, see, here's the funny thing. I did ask for this. I asked for preseason to be more important. Been saying that for years. So I didn't choose it. They said we had a QB battle. And I chose the option being passing touchdowns will decide who starts. So now for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to play 2 quarters of Russell Wilson, 2 quarters of Justin Fields. And depending on who wins, I want to see how they determine, like, how does it happen? So I would love for it to be, and I can manipulate it if I want. I would love for it to be that Justin Fields wins, and I want to see how they capture that. Do they automatically move him in the depth chart? Or is it going to just tell me he won and then I'm the one that has to put? So I'm going to test that. I want to see how do these storylines, like I said in the video, shameless plug, if y'all go watch it, I want to know how this stuff plays out on field, in game. Like, how will we know something was affected?
Right.
So if Fields, who is listed as the backup right now on my roster, wins, does the computer automatically say Justin Fields has won the battle? Da 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 da. My little coach coming in tell me that, and then he's number 1 in the depth chart. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Because if it's like that, then you can legit say it's a real position battle. But there's a lot of stuff that I still don't like. It's like the depth chart stuff, man. They have not. I don't remember the last time it's been correct. They don't rotate players correctly. A starter or 2 always remains in the game, or they come back. There's no mass substitutions. You can't do first unit, second unit, third. Like, don't get me started, man. But and on top of that, they took mass substitutions out of college football.
Yeah.
Why? Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't get. Oh, hold on. Why Diggy says I had a battle between Larry O and Dean Lowry. Okay, so that's cool because me and Diggy both still a fan. So that's cool to see that there was a different. He said no spoiler, but simulated it and got the answer to your question. All right, cool. Appreciate that, Diggy. I'm gonna find that out. I think I'm gonna run this game tonight. Maybe run both of them. I'm gonna have to take the PS5 with me to the living room because the missus. Anytime she say, "How long you gonna be on tonight?" Yeah, she want to spend some time, so I probably can't do no streaming tonight, y'all. But
so I got another stream to handle.
Yeah, but but that's why sometimes they just y'all know how it is. Let me whisper.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes they just want to be in your presence,
Yeah.
That's why having a little portable screen is clutch. We all in the same room. She doing what she doing. I'm over here doing what I'm doing. My son, beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Instead of me being down here in the basement in the man cave. So, yeah. But all right, man, that's all we got, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Nice crowd tonight. I know we went longer than an hour tonight, but I know some people have asked why did we cut it to an hour? And quite frankly, man, it's honestly not enough to talk about no more where it requires a 2-hour show.
Right.
Unless maybe me and Smitty will branch out and maybe we'll start including some real world comments. I don't know. But for now, it's gonna generally just be an hour. We jump in, jump out. Like I said, we went a little long tonight, but that's the answer to that question for those who are wondering. But all right, man. That's all I got. You got anything, Smitty?
All right. No, that's it. That's it, man. Everything is covered. You know what I mean? And we appreciate y'all for hanging with us and everything like that. But yeah, man. Definitely we'll be back. We should be back next week, and then we could definitely give a much deeper impression for Madden because I'm in the same boat with Sim. Like Sim is 2 quarters ahead of me in terms of hands-on play with the game right now. So I mean, that's what I said. Like, we definitely will have a much better impression, and then be able to give you something better, next week. So for sure. So,
but all right, party people. We appreciate y'all like always, man. I always like to say this on my other shows. Y'all have a great night, but be safe, man. Stay healthy. This world is crazy. Head on a swivel. Be well. Watch your teams do their thing. I always tell the football people on the Steelers shows, this is how you learn your football team, man. Watch preseason. So you know who this guy is that's playing in week 6. Like, who is this dude balling? Had you watched the team, you would know this was the dude on third string that's got his opportunity and now he playing. So, but all right, man. Catch y'all in the next one.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace.
End show. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Peace out. Stream